Really nice weather today. We've been blessed with perfect weather. Life has blessed us again. And really to enjoy the blessings to the full capacity, we need to understand that our mind is kind of in the way. And this is really why I wanted to speak to you today, because getting that mind out of the way between us and life will leave you to really enjoy life the way you truly want, the way your individuality wants. Every person is different, every person is unique. You are extremely unique. There's no one like you. And if you really, truly want to experience the world and life, there's something that is in between you and true living. And it's something that is actually fake. It's not really real. It's not tangible. It's not here. It's illusionary. And you've guessed it. It's your mind. The thing that you hold so dearly close to yourself. But for me, in my own path, I used to call it my dirty mind, my evil mind, my filthy mind. I didn't give praise too much to it. And the reason, because if you praise your own mind, you will start to idolize it. But if you call it your dirty mind, the ego doesn't like it. So you kind of give, you know, you kind of remove its grip, its power slowly, just by using, different terminologies. So, but today I don't really want to talk too much about the mind or the ego. I really want to explain what is meditation, what truly is meditation, because with meditation you can start to create this gap between yourself and the mind. Everyone talks about meditation, you know, it is well known for thousands of years that meditation is, the path. There are many paths, of course, but the most known paths in the spiritual realm is meditation. So what is meditation actually? It's really important to go back to the fundamentals of meditation and to the foundation of what it truly is, so that we can remove the you know spirituality in it, because it's not really so spiritual. It's not a spiritual thing. Meditation is not, it's not something out there with the angels. It's actually very, very sober. And everyone has meditated. You have meditated many, many times. The only difference is that you don't know that you've been meditating and you didn't really stick to it. So, meditation, if you strip down everything, all of the esoteric things from it, you will start realizing that meditation is really the absence of thoughts. When we remain thoughtless, we are meditative. So, what's the act of meditation? The act of meditation is kind of, let's say, we can say doing something that removes thoughts from us. Of course, there are things that are harmful to you that people do in order to become meditative. People who are addicted to alcohol, let's say, they're extremely stressed, they're tense in their bodies. They've been working all day, they've been dealing with all of these things, a lot of tension, but when they go to the bar and they open the first beer, everything is removed. And it's not because of the alcohol, it's because something in their mind shifted. They became meditative. Even before they take a sip, just knowing that they're going to drink, they already became meditative. They've removed all of the stress and the work drama from their heads immediately. They became meditative. They became aware. It's really interesting. But one drink leads to another, and then they lose consciousness completely. They didn't stick to what the first awareness, uh, they didn't grasp the first awareness. They grasped the physical thing, which is the alcohol, and they became unconscious. That's not what we're talking about. We're not promoting drinking here. It doesn't matter really. What matters is you having the ability to become meditative whenever you want. Now, every person is unique, and every person has a way to become meditative. A painter is very meditative when they're painting, a singer when they sing, a boxer when they box, a runner when they run. Because when someone is running, they reach a point in their run where the thoughts start to dissipate and they just become one with their breath, one with their body. And that makes them meditative. That is their meditation. And I don't take anything away from that. That is one fantastic way of meditation, running. So if someone has something that removes thoughts in their brain, in their mind, in their awareness, in the screen of their consciousness, do more of that. You are meditating. Bravo. Good on you. But always be aware. Always be aware when you reach that point. Hey, I'm aware right now that I'm meditating. Perfect. I say that because if you're running with unawareness and then you become meditative by accident and you love that feeling and it helps you relax and it removes all the anxiety in your body, because that's what meditation does. It does remove the anxieties. If that happens by accident and you don't know, you don't have the knowledge of what's going on, then it's easy to lose that state after your run is complete. The moment a stressful thing happens, then you'll need to go back to the action of doing again. Of course, there's no shame in going back to the action, but there's more power if you can get back to that state without needing to do anything. You just go back to that awareness that you had when you were running or painting or snorkeling or diving or climbing mountains or motorbike racing. Imagine if you're a motorbike racer in the mountains in Vietnam and you're full of thoughts in your head. You're gonna crash. You can't. You have to be meditative. You can't be thinking, "Oh my God, am I gonna crash? Is this so?" You have to be complete, full awareness. You know. So when you are on your motorbike in that state, with complete thoughtlessness, you are meditating. You are meditating. You are at the same state as all of the monks in the temples. You have reached that state. That is meditation. And there are thousands and thousands of ways to meditate. People always focus on be aware of your breath, stay with your breath. Okay, that's fantastic. It's a classical, ancient way of meditating. And there's no harm in that. But many people, they don't like to sit down and just watch their breath in order to reach to the same state where they can get it from riding their motorbike in the mountains of Vietnam or playing an instrument, or you understand what I'm trying to say. So everyone is unique. Everyone has their own way of meditation. Do more of that. There is no shame in doing that. That's actually your best way of meditating. That's your personal way of meditation. There's no shame in that. Do more of that. Just be aware that this is really my meditation. And be aware of the point where you shifted from your thoughts to meditation, and hold on to that state. And you don't hold on to that state with thoughts. You just stick to that awareness, to that presence, let's say. Although I don't like to use the word presence or the present moment. It's okay. There's no. It might work for some people, but the present moment, okay, it's beautiful, but you might have many thoughts and be lost in the present moment also. So I like to really use the terms holding your awareness, you know, because it is a hold, kind of. It's a relaxed hold, you know, or watchfulness, because you're holding the watchfulness. You can think of it as, when a lion is hunting its prey, it's really locked in. Nothing can distract the lion from the prey. All of the energy is just laser focused, no distraction. But at the same time, it's focused but also defocused. Everything is in the consciousness. Every single sound in the environment is with the lion and the prey. It can even hear its own heartbeat. It's locked in. That's how your meditation has to be. Has to be locked, laser focused. And that's why people become addicted to their actions. That's why people are addicted to alcohol. They think the alcohol is their solution, their key to their freedom, not knowing that they've been chasing the emptiness that happens just before they drink. Because with alcohol, it gets really ugly really quickly. Your body suffers, your family suffers, so on and so forth. But they're chasing that little glimpse of emptiness when they first start drinking, even before they drink. So is the rock climber. He's chasing that emptiness. Because if he starts thinking he's gonna, a rock climbing friend will fall down and break his skull. And he doesn't want to break his own skull, so he keeps his consciousness empty. And he's addicted to that emptiness through the rock climbing. No shame in that. But with a little bit of knowledge, he can always unlock that emptiness within himself at any moment. It's available to all of us all the time. So, what power do we have if we rely on doing things to get that emptiness? Not so much power. But if we enjoy the thing, we can do it. But the greatest power is to unlock that feeling or that emptiness that we're chasing without needing to do anything. But as we are practicing meditation, we realize that sometimes our mind is bombarded with a huge traffic of thoughts and anxieties, and in that moment, especially in the beginning, there is no way for you to become that emptiness. In these situations, I encourage you, jump into that thing that gives you the emptiness. Go on your motorcycle ride, do your painting, do your singing, do your dancing, do your sunset watching, do your diving, do your snorkeling, do your boxing, do your running, do everything and do it quickly just to get to that point where you are truly empty and now you are at point zero again. That's point zero. And then maintain that point until you can go back to your center. Hold on to that center and hold on for dear life. Be locked in. And it's your responsibility. The lazy spirituality does not work. All of this energy healing, the Reiki, the past life regression, the none of it will work. You never heard the ancient enlightened masters, Ramana Maharshi. You're not hearing about Jesus doing all of these things in order for Osho. See, even Rumi used this method that I'm talking about through the dancings, through the swirls. But the problem is that everyone started doing the swirls even if they don't like swirling. For him, it worked. He's a swirler. But the followers, they start swirling. See, they became kind of addicted to the methods. Everyone is an individual, so they can't just follow the guy who's swirling. He likes to swirl. I personally don't like to swirl. I can't swirl. I get dizzy. I get nauseous. I start vomiting. And it's because when I was a kid, I was playing with my brother and my cousin. And I don't know if you know these little, in the theater, in the theme parks, where they have these little mugs, coffee mugs, where you can sit down and you can turn it and you start swirling. Me and my cousin and my brother, we used to love it. We used to always go and start swirling, and ha ha ha, fun. We eat candy afterwards. But one time we went to the mall and we found this game where all the kids sit in these little mugs. And my cousin and my brother decided to go full speed. We started swirling like, I don't know, it's like we were practicing to go to astronaut school. And I became extremely nauseous inside of this mug. And I was still swirling because there's no way out. How do you escape? And I was just. Anyways, the moment the thing stopped, I was dizzy for the whole day, maybe even 2 days. And from that, every time I spin, I'm out of it. So if someone tells me, "Hey, swirling is your method to nirvana," I would be like, "Okay, let's just stay in hell. Let's just stay in suffering," because that for me was suffering. So it doesn't work for me at all. Uh, the swirling methods, which is one of the pillars in Sufism. So for you, you are a unique individual, and find that thing that brings you back to your meditation. Do it, especially when you're anxious, especially when you're lose yourself a little bit. Get to point zero, continue doing it. Realize the points that you have became further and further from your thoughts. Stick to that consciousness, to that inner awareness. Maintain it. Be locked in with it. Don't lose it. Because the moment you lose it, it's so easy to get back to the thought state. Maintain it. This is the hard part. This is the point where the difference between the person who has became free or still is someone who suffers a lot. It's the maintaining of that state. Okay? So now that you know the states that you have to be in, keep doing it. Of course, there's going to be a lot of failure, but go back to your thing, go back to your doing, your method, your own personal method. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Come back to that state until you really feel that emptiness that you receive when you do it, when you do that thing. The moment you realize that, you'll start understanding, okay, this is the meditation, this is what meditation is, this is what meditation is. It will start crystallize in your awareness, and you can come back to it whenever you need. So this is what I really wanted to speak to you guys today, and hopefully you can apply this, because it's all about application. Theory won't really help that much. You don't need to consume spiritual content all the time to solidify this. So hopefully you apply all of this, and let me know if this is helpful or not. Let me know if any issues come up during this practice. And really, after this crystallizes, it's going to be very hard for you to start suffering. The things that used to trigger you before really stops. It vanishes. It dissolves. So all of that tension from your body, all of that bodily tension starts to slowly be removed. And that's how you know that you're in the right path.